Creeps everywhere, all of different ages, all on different platforms. These people are constantly evolving and spreading to new platforms in search of more young targets. My name is Picksurprise, and I will be taking you through the strange and shocking online world and showing you what really goes on when you set up an account on TikTok posing as a 13-year-old girl. After all, online you never really know just who you're talking to. Welcome to the Creeps of TikTok.
Hello there, my name is Picksurprise and welcome to episode 1 of my brand new series, The Creeps of TikTok. Now, TikTok, as you probably already know, is an online application which focuses on sharing videos. It was released in the September of 2016 and since then has received, like I said, much attention. Now, the minimum age to use this app is actually 13 years old, which is no surprise as to why it draws in so many online creeps and predators. So what does happen when you go undercover as a 13-year-old girl on this application? Parents, children, and anyone who uses or has heard of TikTok, you'll want to see this. Take a look.
A couple of weeks ago, I set up an account on the TikTok app. It was surprisingly easy and required no administration from any adult. Additionally, you can very easily lie about your age to access the full app's features. Next, I came up with the name Natalie to use as an alias for this account. Now I needed content and an image to use for my profile picture. This is where I got in touch with one of my friends called Kylie, who is 19. As many of you may have seen in my previous episodes of Discord predator hunting, Kylie provides me with personalized images of herself to send to online predators to convince them that I'm a real girl. Since the creation of the account, she has uploaded 1 or 2 simple lip sync videos, much like what other young girls do on this application. Meanwhile, while she was busy doing that, I was scrolling through the TikTok homepage, liking and commenting on popular videos, essentially just using the app the same way any other normal young user would. Within a few days of doing this, I had already received quite a bit of attention in the comments of the videos. Unfortunately, not from the kind of crowd you'd want to see. It's literally filled with older men paying me compliments. To give you an idea of the types of people liking my videos, they include this man named Elia, a 30-something-year-old man who messages me privately, and finally, a 35-year-old man named Mohammed who addresses me in the private messages he sends me as babes, despite knowing I am 13, and that's just a few of them. However, the real highlight that I want to point out to minors and parents alike is the fact that anyone who uses the TikTok app is 100% free to message you at any given time. Now we're going to take a look at some of these direct messages that I've been receiving from these men. Throughout the week, I have received much attention from many men. However, today I will be focusing on 5 individuals. Our first is named Pratik. Here are a few of his profile videos. He pops into my DMs after liking one of my videos. He tells me his name is Pratik and that he is from India, then asks where I am from. I tell him that my name is Natalie and that I am from England. He notices that I'm new to TikTok and wants to know if I have ever been to India. I let him know I've not and then ask him the same for England, and he says he wishes to come one day. He then asks if I'm in high school, to which I say yes, I'm 13. He tells me he is 18, then strangely asks me specifically for my date of birth. I make up a date that would make me a 13-year-old, and then he goes on to try and get my Facebook and Instagram accounts. I tell him that my mum doesn't let me have those kinds of apps, as I'm sure many minors would share that same situation. I suggest that perhaps we can just talk on here in the TikTok private messages, but he is unsatisfied and says that TikTok doesn't notify him of any messages. I tell him that I might ask my mum if I can get those apps so he can add me, and he wants me to promise him that I'll tell him the minute I make an account on there, and that's really the peak of conversation when interacting with Pratik. Out of the 5, I would say he is the least creepy. So let's move on to our next user, 28-year-old Halal. After liking my video, Halal sends me a private message asking me how I am and asks where I'm from. When I tell him that I'm from England, he seems surprised. He tells me that he is from Bangladesh but is living in the United Arab Emirates. After telling him I am going to Dubai in March, he wants to know how old I am. So I tell him I'm 13. He lets me know he is 28 and doesn't seem too bothered about my age. Then proceeds to ask how long I'll be in Dubai as he lives there. I tell him 6 days. After he finds out my sister is taking me and me explaining that it's just a holiday, he wants to see a photo. Rather creepy indeed. I send him a video that I already posted, but he wants a new photo. Unfortunately for him, the one thing you cannot do over TikTok is send images in direct messages. However, this gives the predators a reason to ask for children's other social media accounts, whilst still seeming innocent. Doing this is a big mistake if the child actually gives them the other person's social profiles such as Instagram or Facebook, as it gives predators more information about the child's social circles and family members. This then gives the predators the option to make threats involving the child's friends and family, and give them more leverage to convince the child to perform inappropriate acts for them. If you'd like to see me add some of these creeps on Instagram and see what kind of things occur whilst using a bait account, share this video with as many friends as you can, and I'll create a bait account for the next episode. Before we continue with this video, I just want to make a little side note on internet security, and I would like to mention one of the most vital things that you as a user need to stay protected online, and that is a VPN. Today's video is actually brought to you by nordvpn.org/Picksurprise. This is an affiliate partnership, and what a VPN does is it essentially protects your data when online. You've heard about all the controversy with search engines logging virtually all your information while you browse, but what a VPN does is it essentially stops your information from being stolen. You need this when connecting to public Wi-Fi in cafes, shops or airports, or even on a home network. Additionally, you know when those Netflix shows or YouTube videos you can't watch because they aren't available in your country? With NordVPN, you can change your device's country with the click of a mouse. Easy, sorted. And the best part of it all is you can get a whopping 70% off plus an extra month free. Protect yourself online today. All you have to do is go to nordvpn.org/Picksurprise and use my special code Picksurprise. Link is in the description. Please go check it out. Alright, on with the video. This next man who's been talking to me is named Rashal. He pops up into my DMs and his literal second question is, "You're single?" He then goes on to find out that I am 13 and tells me that he is 27. He also lets me know that he's not married and he is single. He tells me that he is from India and then asks where I am from. He then goes on to ask about my family members, etc. He then makes another unnerving inquiry. "You have a boyfriend?" And when I say I am single, he says in broken English, "You're young time. 18 automatically coming." Not entirely sure what he's going for there. But anyway, to add to the confusion, when I tell him I like to hang out with friends, he replies with, "Hangout not installed." Clearly, he thinks that I was talking about the communication application made by Google. He then spams me with different social media sites that he wants me to add him on: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, WhatsApp. Hello, Hangout like, okay, install, okay, friend me, reply waiting. Then, when I tell him I have Snapchat, he asks for my number so we can WhatsApp apparently. I tell him that my mum told me I shouldn't give out numbers to strangers, and that is the end of our conversation. But still, it's quite disturbing to think a man of that age would ask a young girl for such details. And as you will see shortly later on in this episode, other men are a bit more persistent. Oh, just as I speak, I've actually been mentioned in a new upload by the previously mentioned Aliyah. Let's have a check and see what he's tagged me in. Okay then. Since then, this video has been deleted to no surprise. The fourth man that we will be taking a look at the conversation of is with Vicky, who is someone I'm still in active conversation with. He asks immediately where I'm from with no prompting whatsoever. I tell him that I'm from England and he tells me he's from India and that he wants to be friends with me. He then goes on to find out my age, which I told him is 13. He gives me a little riddle of how old he is, saying that he is double my age. I just double check to make sure there's no loss in translation and ask him if he really is 26, to which he confirms he is. And he also adds that he is fine with me being 13. What a surprise. But it seems he is after more than just a talking buddy on TikTok, as he says he wants my number. Do you use Facebook? And then goes on to spam me with messages such as, "Can I ask one thing? Hello, dear. Where are you? What are you thinking? No problem, talk here, okay? Sorry for asking for Facebook ID." Finally, I reply and let him know I shouldn't give him my number. He wants to try to gain my trust further so that he may add me on Facebook. When I ask him how can I trust him, he spams me with broken English messages trying to convince me. After talking and knowing each other, more conversation, if you talk someone then know is he good or bad person, Okay, choice is your dear. If you don't want, it's okay. My mum also said me don't talk with strangers, but it's okay. Online, who can catch you? Any person can't do anything from online, okay? Be free. Extremely confused and overwhelmed, I simply reply, yes. I agree, and he goes to sleep. The next day he pops up to me once again, saying the same thing, how are you, etc. I miss your conversation. I like to talk you, he says. I tell him that I also miss him, and then I receive even more spam. Thank you. You said this makes my heart happy. You really miss me? Where are you, my friend? And then he falls asleep again. The next day he bothers me 4 separate times until I finally reply at 6 PM. He eerily asks if he can call me dear. He is surprised when I tell him no one has called me that before. The next few days, he really starts to get desperate, as you can see from the amount of consecutive messages he sends me when I don't reply. Dear, I miss you. Hi. Are you at home or outside? Now. Hello, dear. Hi. Hello, dear. How are you? I miss you. Hi, my dear. And it seriously just goes on. I mean, this is enough to make any young girl feel creeped out. Soon after, I let him know that I've been busy. Coincidentally, he says he's also been the same. Yeah, sure you have, mate. He says he misses me for the 412th time today and tells me he thinks he's connected with me. Well, how sweet. He ups the creepiness level by saying, hey, baby, can I see you? To go further with this, I'm gonna need to make that fake Instagram account. Remember, if you want to see that, make sure to share this video with everyone you can. So for now, this concludes my conversation with Vicky. Last, but certainly not least, we have a private conversation with a 25-year-old man named Sonu. Now, Sonu was one of the most pushy out of all of these men, as you will shortly see. He jumps into my DMs after liking my video, asking me how I am and where I am. I reply with, I am here, and I'm good. The next day, the same questions follow. He tells me he's from London, which is a lie. He's actually from Bangladesh. And this is where the harassment truly begins. Send me your mobile number. Send me mobile number. I explain that it's personal and I shouldn't give it to him. But apparently unfazed, he says, yes, your personal mobile number. When asked why, he says to talk to me. I provide him a logical response that he can just talk to me on here. Please send your mobile number. I decide I need to know his age so I can tell him that I'm a 13-year-old in the hopes that maybe it will tone down the creepiness. What is your age? Please give your mobile number. Okay, let's try that again. What is your age? 25, he says. So I hit him with the, I'm 13. Oh no, wait, could this really be a change of events? Could he really show some decency here and leave? Send me mobile number. Oh, okay, never mind. I question whether it bothers him that I'm only 13, and apparently it's no problem for him. And of course, he begs me for my phone number again. He doesn't seem happy with the fact that I will not give him my mobile number and tries to guilt trip me into giving it to him by saying that he's angry with me. With an actual young girl, who knows if she'd actually have fallen for it. Now, I thought that would be the end of it, but of course these types of people don't give up that easily, especially when they know the target is young and likely to eventually cave in. He messages me the next morning calling me beauty. I explain that I didn't think he wanted to talk to me. He seems to not understand, then yet again begs for my personal telephone number. When I ask why, he for some reason says my full profile name, and then after asking for my mobile once more, finally elaborates on what it is he's really after. Please send your pictures. So I ask why he wants to see me, and that pretty much ends the final interaction, as he never really replies to this message, not yet anyway. Over the next few weeks, I will continue to talk to these predators, and no doubtably they will get increasingly worse.
And that's it for episode 1. Now, if you want to see more, like I said, please be sure to share this video with absolutely everyone you can. And I'll go further and make that alternate account. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, Snapchat it, or even tag everyone in a Discord server. Just do whatever it takes and share it with everyone you can. Anyway, that's going to be it from me. I've been Picksurprise. Stay safe and goodbye.